The White House is in chaos. Looking back on the first almost month of the Trump presidency, I think maybe we were expecting ruthlessness. I think what we've gotten instead is a kind of remarkable display of incompetency.
Can you just say
Russia
yes or no
is
on
a
it?
ruse. Yeah, I know you have to get up and ask a question, so important. Russia is a ruse.
It is, by all appearances and accounts, complete chaos within the White House, in staffing, in appointments, in policy direction, and in his relationship with Republican majorities, which should be there to help him.
I know what's good and bad. I'd be a pretty good reporter, not as good as you.
I think there may be some silver lining to that incompetence. I mean, if you were concerned about that ruthlessness, about the policy ramifications, then certainly Trump's ability to drive through something like his immigration plans has been proven to be challenged by the fact that when they put together an executive order, they did it so badly that the courts have been able to, at least temporarily, stop it from happening. I think also if you were worried about completely the president running amok with a really pliant legislative branch, the fact that he's been as incompetent as he has been so far seems to be inspiring that branch, even though it is on his side technically, to take a little bit more of an independent role and maybe a little bit more of an oversight role. You also have a ton of finger pointing going on, where you have some reports that would suggest that Reince Priebus, the chief of staff, is responsible for a lot of the dysfunction and incompetence behind the scenes. Then you have other reports that say that Stephen Miller, who's the president's policy advisor, is responsible for those. And those are two warring factions within the White House, as far as anybody can tell.
I want to find a friendly reporter.
When you look at the chaos and incompetence and you try to figure out what's next, I think the biggest question, even though it seems a bit like a soap opera, is which voices really prevail behind the scenes. There are a lot of different factions right now, particularly ideologically. There are huge personality clashes, and everybody seems to be trying to compete for the president's attention. That may continue for a long time, but until we see some signs of how it's resolved, it's going to be really hard to know what direction this White House is actually going to take.